Alright, so welcome to Paranormasight, the Seven Mysteries of Honjo. I would have actually got to the title screen, but there's this, where you have like an introductory sequence. So I figured, screw it, I'll just start from here. Ah, you are here. Welcome, welcome. I've been eagerly awaiting your arrival. Allow me to introduce myself. I am the storyteller. Ooh. Pleased to make your acquaintance. I shall be your guide going forward. Now then, before we begin our story, there are several things I must bring to your attention. First, this game uses autosave. The game will automatically save at regular intervals, so you may stop playing at any time. Saving is a very important element of games. It is the only way to keep your memories in place. If you do not wish to rely on autosave alone, you can also save manually via the menu. Next, please look at the upper right of the screen. This is the menu button. Okay, if I press triangle, I'm using a PS4 controller. From here you can check the text log, view useful files, and switch auto mode on or off. You can also adjust the brightness, volume, and other settings in the options menu. For instance, if there is a voice you would prefer not to hear, you can mute it by setting the voice volume to 0. I suggest you check the brightness controls and other settings from now before going on. Fine. Person of interest. Ooh. The storyteller guides those who visit Paranormasight. Everything else about him remains a mystery. No, whoops. It's like, I like how it's a TV. It's just a nice touch. Oh, phenomena. I could not figure out how to say that. Mnemonema. I'll turn vibration off. Adjust until the image on the right is barely visible. I think that's fine. Yeah, that seems good. Oh. Yeah, we're fine. Yeah. Files updated. Are you kidding? How to play? Oh, there we go. Use curse. Auto on or off. Zoom out, zoom in. Move cursor, select object. Okay. Easy. Yeah, I do have a little cursor that I control with the left stick. I will explain other essential functions when the time is right. There is one more thing I wish to confirm before we continue. It would feel strange to go on without knowing your name. Please, tell me what I may call you. Enter name. Okay. I'll do. I see. I mean, no, you got it wrong. You missed off 3 letters, bitch. No, that's not right. Oh, how rude of me. Please pardon my mistake. I was sure that's what you said, but it seems I was wrong. What came over me? Let me try again. You wish to be called? Yes, thank you. Nice try, game, using my Steam name. It didn't fit, though, because it's longer than 10 characters. So, ha! I get the last laugh. I see, very good. I seem to have gotten it right this time. Alright, now that we've been properly introduced, let us begin our story. Oh, presented by... Ah, nice. I'm like a director. From antiquity to present day, regardless of how society and civilization evolve, death has been a constant presence that none have ever escaped. Whether it is one's own or that of someone close, death is always a difficult thing to accept. This is an immutable reality, a value shared by all, no matter the age in which they live. In fact, oral traditions reflecting people's fears and prayers regarding death still remain, ghosts, spirits, and so on. Similarly, in an attempt to defy death, many curses, rituals, and customs have been born from burning spirit incense to summoning the souls of the dead. Some of those secret arts are still being passed down to this day. On that note, this may seem rather abrupt, but... is there someone you wish to bring back from the dead? What if you had one chance to use the secret art of resurrecting the dead? Yes, if you had the power to bring someone back to life one time and one time only, What would you do? Ooh, I'd use it even if I had to sacrifice myself. God, would I want someone back? Bring someone back to life? I'd use it even if I had to sacrifice someone. I don't know. It would seem wrong, but I guess... I've also just realised that the storyteller is not an old man. He's wearing a mask. I mean, giving my life to bring back someone else doesn't seem worth it. So, you know, also, doesn't seem worth it if it meant killing someone to do so. Sure, if it came at no cost, I'd do it. Why not? If there's no consequence. I see. Very interesting. Yes, yes. That is what I thought you would say. What seems to be the matter? Ah, you want to know what this box that has been sitting here is? It's quite the curious thing, isn't it? This is called a colour television. The world I will be sending you to is full of devices such as this, that do not exist in the age you are from. In this era, a colour television can be found in nearly every household. That is not all. For example, if a person should wish to contact someone while they are out of their home, they use public telephones like this that can be found all over the city. Can you imagine what life would be like in such a time? I'd be thrilled to have you continue this story. After all, that is why you came here, no? So, let us begin. I have kept you waiting long enough. I present to you Paranormasight, a bizarre tale surrounding the curse known as the Rite of Resurrection. A peculiar yarn ensnaring 9 men and women in a fierce fight for their lives as it unravels. Some of the characters appearing within surely share your views on the Rite of Resurrection. I imagine those who have lost someone dear to them will feel particularly strong about it, clinging to it as their last desperate hope. The first I shall introduce, a man named Shogo... I don't know how you say that. Is one of them. Okiie? An office worker. Shogo is an unremarkable young man entering his 3rd year of working in the planning department of Hihaku Soaps, a chemical company headquartered in Sumida. Born in Western Tokyo to an ordinary family around the same time as the birth of colour TV, he grew up amidst the boom of special effects, heavy action films, anime, variety shows, professional baseball, and pop music. Shogo graduated from a famous private university in Tokyo and has since settled into an apolitical mindset, common among those of his generation. With no strong ideals and no particular dissatisfaction with the world as it develops around him, he is content to just go with the flow, having stumbled into his current position by pure chance. And it is safe to assume he will follow the stereotypical path of working his way up the ladder, starting a family and remaining at the same company until retirement. He plays folk guitar as a hobby and is currently looking for a girlfriend, of course. Okay. Breaking news. Oh, I wonder what it could be at such a time. Early this morning, the body of a drowned man was discovered at a park in Sumida City. Police have identified the body as Shogo Okiie, a 25-year-old man who worked at a company in the area. As signs of a struggle were found, the Sumida police suspect foul play and have launched an investigation. Jesus. Oh, excuse me. Please, pay no mind to what you have just seen. Goodness, you very nearly saw something that would have spoiled the story. Just pretend you did not see that. Let us turn back time a smidge and start again from there. Do you understand? You saw nothing. You know nothing. Okay. Creepy man. This story is a work of fiction. All locations, characters, organizations, legends, etc. that appear in this game have no relation to reality. Okay. Let's go. I'm very much getting like a Death Mark sort of vibe. Shogo? Shogo, are you alright? Ooh. Hey, can you hear me? Huh? How do I have to keep... Ah, there we go. Perfect. Use the D-pad. Whoa. Oh, it's inverted. Or it's because I'm upside down. I don't know. Yeah, that's not a proper answer. The Shogo Okiie. What do you think you're doing, falling asleep here? You gave me quite the shock. Come on now. Up with you. Up. Okay. And... there. How's that? Alright? Do you feel dizzy? Have a headache? Are your humours off balance? I'm fine, I think. Definitely nothing wrong with my humours, though my head's still a little fuzzy. There he is! Interesting that we know he dies, I guess. Uh-oh, that doesn't sound good. Turn your head around a little bit to see if you can walk alright. When the game is in your control, drag the screen, or move the right stick to look around. Oh, this is weird. This is so strange. Kinda creepy. Because I'm pretty sure this is like... It's like pseudo-real life. Oh, Jesus. Screw you. Good, you seem to be fine. What a relief. Bitch. Do you remember anything? Like where we are, or what we were doing? The Rite of Resurrection? Huh? Wait a second. When did I tell you about that? I mean, I guess I must have, seeing as you know that name, but weird. I want to look around. I can see something on the left, and I don't know what it is. Anyway, you still seem a little out of it. Why don't you look around a bit more? I don't know if I want to. Because she jump scared me the last time I tried. Look around and select things you want to investigate. You can converse with people by selecting their face. Ooh, surround. Oh yeah, I can look around. Got surroundings. Where are we? Alright, this is Sumida City, Tokyo. We're at Kinshibori Park near the yeah, whatever, station. Yoko brought me here saying she needed my help with something important. It's just past midnight, that explains why there's nobody else around. Files updated. Sure. Oh, criminy. Okay. Definitely tell it's a visual novel. With all the reading. Bye-bye to my throat. Sumida City, Tokyo. One of the 23 districts of Tokyo located in the eastern part of the city. It's surrounded by the Sumida, Arakawa, and Kunaka rivers. At the start of the Showa era, the area was still divided into two districts. The southern Honjo and northern Mukojima, but they were merged into one district after the Second World War. It is said to be named after the Sumida River and the banks that line it. Unlike the river, however, its name uses the character for ink rather than that for corner. Even now, people still frequently mix up the two. Despite suffering extensive damage from both the Great Kanto earthquake and air bombings, during the war, Sumida managed to recover and come out on top every time. Once filled with samurai residences, it is now home to a thriving industrial district and many residential zones, though evidence of its previous character can still be found all around the area. Eco Temple, former Yasuda Gardens... these are tourist attractions. Hey Azarath, how's it going? And yeah, this is very much a horror game. Or a horror visual novel, I suppose. Kinshibori Park. Open 1950. Conveniently close to Kinshiko Station and surrounded on all sides by roads. This paved park is a popular spot for people to meet or relax. Kinshibori Park was named after the Kinshibori Canal, part of the southern... Oh, Jesus. Wari Gesui? Or Gesui? Canal which could once be found nearby. In fact, the area's name Kinshiko, which is also probably incorrect, was also derived from the canal. Lovely! Alright. What else is there? Wait. I can look at her. That's Yoko Fukunaga. Good, at least I can remember that much. First met her about a month ago. She's 23, works as a housekeeper, and is really into the occult. And she's gonna be the first to die. I guess. If I think harder, I could probably recall a little more about what's going on. Why is it getting closer? I don't like this. Oh, it isn't. Oh, this game's a dick. It's like zooming in and zooming out. So it's like, I don't know. We've only met a few times, but we've really hit it off. She's a lot of fun to be around. I have no idea how she feels, though. I get the sense she isn't thinking about me that way right now. But I know I've got a thing for bubbly girls who are into dark things like the occult. Paranormal fanatic. There's always one. Oh. Yoko Fukunaga. There's a lot of reading. But this is because we're getting introduced to everybody. After obtaining a junior college degree, Yoko started working as a housekeeper. Due to her ability to see things others cannot, she has received strange looks from a young age. This ability spurred an interest in the paranormal, which she continues to pursue to this day. Following graduation, Yoko worked a desk job at a trading company, but butted heads with her supervisor, who was skeptical of the supernatural and quit within a year. Now, while working as a housekeeper, she spends her days devouring mystery magazines and visiting haunted spots. As she vows to live life true to herself and never change for the sake of others, Yoko has no regrets about the path she has taken. Yoko has a dog, a Shiba Inu named Pogo Pogo, who has been by her side since she was a student. What a name. Alright, so we've got surroundings, Yoko, can talk to her. Playground. Oh man, there's loads of stuff. That's an interesting looking playground. I bet it's crawling with kids during the daytime, but it's kind of peaceful here at night. Peaceful? Haunting is what you mean. These telephone booths are all over town. The lights are always on so they can be used in an emergency. That also reminds me of Deathmark. I think it's because of... I can't remember what it was. It was chapter 3, I think, where you went against, I don't remember what the spirit was. It was a bride. She had a really messed up head. Kinda looked like an eggplant. And if you mentioned the word I, she would kill you, I think. Telephone booth. A small booth containing a public telephone, most often found in parks or along roads. Local telephone calls can be placed at a rate of 10 yen per 3 minutes. That's cheap! Compared to over here, fucking hell. More recently, telephone booths capable of accepting prepaid cards known as a telephone cards have begun to spread, enabling one to make a phone call without the need for small change. The telephone booths in the downtown area tend to be plastered with unauthorized advertisements and leaflets, a problem that has shown no signs of slowing down. As per usual. As expected. Alright, let's talk. Yikes, that was close. If we died before we got our hands on the Rite of Resurrection, everything would be over before it started. Oh, I need to recall. I see. Let me think. What can I remember? Okay, her name is Yoko Fukunaga. We met about a month ago. What's the deal with this park? Investigation. Begin. It was around noon, on one of my days off. I had just finished running some errands in Kinshibori and was here taking a quick break. I was just looking around absent-mindedly when we bumped into each other. Oh, I need to actually look around absent-mindedly. Aha! When I noticed this girl loitering about. She was digging up holes in the sandbox and searching around the playground. She seemed to be enjoying herself, talking to the animal figures and petting them on their heads. My curiosity got the better of me before long, and I struck up a conversation. Hey, are you looking for something? Oh, Ah, sorry. I must look like a total weirdo. Yeah. I guess you could say I'm looking for something. If you want, I could give you a hand. Really? I mean, that'd be a huge help, but... Are you really just a good Samaritan, or are you after, something else? Huh? Definitely the other thing. I'm a good Samaritan. Oh, my hero. People like you really do exist. I think I might cry. Okay, I guess I'll let you help me. Be warned, you might regret what you've gotten yourself into. No worries. What are you looking for, anyway? Did you lose a bracelet or something? Not exactly, I'm searching for one of the Seven Mysteries. Supposedly, this is the location of the Whispering Canal. The what? Now I've done it, I bet you think I'm some kind of lunatic. The Seven Mysteries of Honjo. Do you know anything about it? I figured everyone around here would have at least heard of it, but I guess not. Honjo is what the southern part of Sumida is called. A long time ago, this part of Tokyo was split into two separate cities. The northern part was Mukujima, and the south part was Honjo. Huh. Am I boring you? Well, I'm not a local or anything, I just work around here. Oh, then no wonder you didn't know. Well, the Seven Mysteries of Honjo is a legend dating all the way back to the Edo period. Really? It's that old? That's like over 200 years ago. Oh, I've got your attention after all. I just assumed it was one of those fake stories made up to chase the occult craze. I don't blame you. A lot of the popular stories going around are pretty fishy. But the Seven Mysteries of Honjo are different, because they're all true. They're true. That's what I said. They're the real deal. So hold on, what does that mean? Are you telling me there's actually paranormal stuff at work in this park? Yep, pretty much. But there's got to be more to it. After all I've done, I still haven't found a thing. It was the first time I met Yoko Fukunaga. Files updated. There's a lot of reading. Paranormasight reading the game. I mean, it's a visual novel, so I'm not too surprised. It was a file. Oh! What the hell does this mean? 2, 3, 24, 39. Am I filling out a bingo card? Oh! I get the feeling this is where they list on the all. So the Seven Mysteries of Honjo. Honjo became known as a hotspot for strange happenings during the Edo period. A number of these stories have survived to this day and become known as the Seven Mysteries of Honjo. While many of these were likely the result of people blaming things they didn't understand on spirits or monsters, the stories continue to be told as urban legends. Despite what the name would imply, there are actually more than 10 of these strange tales. Their roots likely come from stories told by the city's common folk. The most famous of the stories is the Whispering Canal, which eventually became the basis for both an idiom and a well-known Rakugo story. Yeah, there's definitely 7. So what is it? The Whispering Canal, the Fool's Procession, the Beckoning Light, the Haunting Clappers, the Evergreen Beach, the Taiko of Sugaru, the Foot-Washing Mansion, the One-Sided Reed, and the Ever-Burning Lantern. Huh. Uniteru Utogawa Painting. Okay. The Whispering Canal. Formerly known as Kinshibori, many fishermen once gathered on this section of the canal that ran through Honjo. As their days came to a close, and the fishermen gathered up their catches, a terrifying voice would rise up from the canal, whispering, "Leave it behind, leave it behind." Those who ignored the voice found themselves unable to move, and their previously full baskets of fish emptied. They would be dragged into the canal, never to return. This strange phenomenon continued to occur, and the people began to call this body of water the Whispering Canal. Ooh. Honjo. A location in the southern part of modern Sumida City, it consisted mostly of swamplands until the middle of the Edo period. While it wasn't originally considered part of the city of Edo itself, the area on the eastern side of the Sumida River began to be developed once the Ryogoku Bridge was built and after the Great Fire of Maireki. While Honjo is known for its large number of rivers and canals, many of these were dug during the area's urbanization for drainage and sewage. The Ryogoku Bridge area, home to the Eco Temple, eventually became filled with both people and shops. After a magistrate was assigned to the area and shops continued to pop up, it soon became a part of Edo proper as its reputation as a lively place spread. Honjo, along with other areas like Asakusa and Fukuoka, are still appreciated today for their old-fashioned feel and architecture. There is a lot of stuff in this I'm not going to be able to pronounce well. I'll give it my best, but... Ow! God, I just twatted my controller. But yeah, don't crucify me if I mispronounce something. So, yeah. So, paranormal phenomena. The supernatural, aliens, cryptids, lost civilizations, ESP, the list goes on. Such unexplainable phenomena are quick to take on a life of their own. A plesiosaur named Nessie living in Loch Ness, sightings of mythical creatures like the... Is that Tsuchinoko? Or Hibagon? The urban legends of the Kuchisake Onna, or Ona. Television reports of spoon-bending physics, documentaries which feature mediums and spirit photography. These are only a few examples of stories that have captivated the public. There is no end to this obsession in sight, with magazines on paranormal phenomena enjoyed widespread publication. Most recently, rumors of an ancient ritual known as the Rite of Resurrection have been spreading in certain circles. Oh. We exchanged contact information, and we've talked on the phone a few times since. We've even met in person once or twice. But she never brought up the Seven Mysteries of Honjo again. I figured she'd gotten bored of it. Until now. Oh, until today, when all of a sudden she decided to resume her search. Oh, wait a second. Where did Yoko go? Oh, great! Oh, there she is. According to Yoko, the Whispering Canal, one of the Seven Mysteries of Honjo, is around here somewhere. It's apparently the story that the expression "left at the canal" originally came from. I think I left myself a note about it. I should check my files. Oh, thank God, I've already got it. There she is! Ah, the music's creepy. Jesus. There she is. She's back to digging up holes in the sandbox and searching around the playground. She seems to be enjoying herself, talking to the animal figures and petting them on their heads. No animal needs that much petting. Jeez, she's still at it. Ah! So if I recall, what happens? Oh, that's right, she asked me to come here to help her look for one of the Seven Mysteries. Actually, I think I did some research into the Seven Mysteries of Honjo. Can't remember all too. I should check my files. I've already looked. Oh God. I keep thinking that says the foot-washing maiden for some reason. Okay, so the Fool's Procession. Oh no, this mentions a high school. I don't want to go to a school. I hate schools in horror games because they're always the creepiest bloody place. An enduring superstition. A mysterious tale regaling an encounter had by a daimyo at his residence in Honjo's Ushijima, now Komagata High School. When walking around his estate, he had the sound of music, much like that of a kagura performance. He commanded his people to find the source, but no matter how much they searched, the music would fade when one neared the Ware Gesui Canal. The source of the sound was never located. The story is known as the Procession of the Tanuki, as many were to believe that it must have been these mischievous tricksters behind it all. The Beckoning Light. While walking along the road near Hoonji at night, one might spot a hazy lantern light up ahead, despite there being no one around. Following it will cause it to go out suddenly when getting near. But just when one fears the darkness might swallow them up, another light will appear further ahead, as if guiding the one who sees it. Some say the flame is benevolent, leading people to their homes, while others believe it is a monster, leading people astray. Some even believe it's the vengeful spirit of someone that died, luring the lost to the land of the dead. The Haunting Clappers. Oh, it's not an instrument, but two things that clap together, not someone just clapping their ends. So as the evening bell rings in... Oh, Jesus, there's so many things I don't know how to pronounce. Iraicho? Near present-day Shimoku Bridge, a night watchman patrols the dark streets and announces his presence by shouting warnings about fires, all the while striking his wooden clappers. But tonight the sound of another set of clappers answers back. He curiously claps his clappers together again, clack clack. The echo answers again, but no matter how hard he searches for the source of the second pair of clappers, he never finds it. Some say it was the work of a mischievous Tanuki or Kitsune, while others say it was a warning from the spirit of someone who lost their life in a terrible fire. The Evergreen Beach. Once upon a time in North Okurobashi, a beautiful beech tree stood in the garden of Lord Shinden's residence, now known as the former Yasuda Gardens. It was so impressive that the house became known among the people as the beech residence. Somehow, no one had ever seen a single leaf fall from the tree. As rumours spread of the eternally green tree, it became known as the Evergreen Beech. However, this particular species of tree was actually an evergreen, so the lack of fallen leaves was nothing out of the ordinary. This had led people to say that the strangest part of this legend is the fact that it even became a legend at all. How is this I mean, I suppose it's a Seven Mystery, but it's a tree. The Taiko of Tsugaru. There once was a daimyo from the Hirosaki domain in Tsugaru who once built a residence in Midoricho on a large piece of land. On this estate was an almost 8-meter tall tower that served as a lookout for fires. Only a designated firefighter was allowed to use the large drum that resided atop the tower in the event of a fire. While most towers used wooden blocks to sound the fire alarm, for some reason this residence was permitted to use drums. The residence and its special privileges led to much speculation and gossip among the townsfolk. Half of these are very confusing. Like, I can understand the Beckoning Light, the Haunting Clappers, the Evergreen Beach, and the Taiko of Tsugaru make no sense to me. But whatever. The Foot-Washing Mansion, not Maiden. I also don't understand this one. This is the story of something that occurred in the dead of night in a residence in Mikasacho, modern-day South Wari Gesui Street in Kamizawa. A foul-smelling wind rattled the house. Suddenly, a giant foot, drenched in blood, smashed through the ceiling. Wash, it commanded. After the servants carefully washed the foot, it returned from whence it came, fixing the roof it had broken. A man who had been visited by the foot every night asked a friend to trade houses with him. That night, the foot stopped appearing. Oh. The One-Sided Reed. There was once an infamous rogue by the name of Tomazo who fell for a woman named Okuma. Tomazo persistently chased after Okuma, attempting to win her heart over and over again, but she rejected his advances every time. Enraged by her indifference to him, Tomazo brought a dagger to a canal near Ryogoku Bridge and attacked Okuma. He cut the arm and leg off one side of her body, then threw them into the canal. Ever since then, the reeds growing along the canal have only sprouted leaves on one side. Jesus. It's a bit excessive, don't you think? Lopping off an arm and a leg for no reason, or just because she rejected him. The ever-burning lantern. On a bone-chilling winter's night, one may happen upon a soba cart along the canal known as South Wari Gesri. But there is something strange about this cart. No matter when one might visit, its owner is nowhere to be found, yet the lantern that hangs from it stays perpetually lit, burning brightly even with no oil to fuel it. Should one attempt to put out the flame, it immediately roars back to life. However, there is also the tale of the never-burning lantern, another telling of the story in which the soba cart's lantern always remains dark, refusing to